Tonight's shave is day 8 of August, austere August, where we focus in on maybe one soap, and then if you want to go further, you could do one soap and one razor, or one soap and one brush. Well, I'm doing it all. One blade, one soap, one brush, one razor, and one aftershave. To start backwards, Afta, going old school. Why am I doing that? Because the soap that I'm using is Williams. It's an old school one as well. Had a bunch of kind of frustrating days as I was trying to get this thing not to be airy. But yesterday I soaked it, ended up soaking it for 20 minutes. I am hoping to only soak it for, oh crap, now it's been like 15. Has it? Yeah, I think it has. Oh well, another long soak, which means a good lather. Alright, the blade I'm going to be using is this Nacet. Inside, the blade is actually already in the razor, but there's the count, and that is 5 plus 4. So this is going to be the next one, the 10th shave that this blade's been done. I started out with 2 on it already before August started. But first I'm going to soak this brush. It's a Boar brush. It needs to be wet before the shave. I've heard that you can keep it dry actually if you want it to be really stiff. I don't know how true that is, but I would be concerned about hair breakage, but maybe that's just a myth. Here is the Blackland Dart, a wonderful machined matte finish mid-aggressive razor, and it already has the Nacet inside. This will be the as it is the 10th use, this will be my longest use of a blade. Previous it was 9, so we're stepping into new territory. I don't even know that I can detect too much difference in quality now with this Nacet. Continues to be great, so I think it'll keep on going for a little while. Rinse my face. Start letting those hairs get wet, soft, ready to get cut. Now, so we're looking at a 17-minute soak. I'm going to pour off the bloom water and take out my brush, sling all the water out of it that I can. So now it's just a damp brush on a poured out soap, and then we'll do, last time I did a 40-minute load, it was way too much soap. Let's try a, 40 seconds. Let's try a 20-second load. So go, and we'll stop at 50. I don't know if this is going to be shorter than it needs to be, but I figure I'll just try a 20-second load. See how much lather that gets me. And there we go. Just going to sweep up any of the extra that's around. That's not very much time. Let's see what we get. I can always go back to the puck and then make a note to maybe go to 30 seconds next time. Something like that. So I can go back to the puck if I need more lather during this trip. All right, here we go. Dollar Tree lather bowl, V kind of shape. I'm liking it. As the V shape flares away from my hands, it seems like I'm getting my hands less messy, less soapy. That part I like. It's a little harder to hold, but not too bad. Well, it's looking pretty good so far. Had too much soap last time. So while it got nice and thick, it was a little too dry, relatively speaking. So the first pass didn't stick to my skin as well as it would have if it would have been properly hydrated. Okay, now I'm going to take my medicine dropper. I'm going to fill it with 2 teaspoons of water. And just start gradually adding in the water to build this guy up. We'll see if it's enough. Just do a little bit of stirring and then add some water. A little bit has come up to the top ridge there. It's normal. You know, I'm pretty sure that a 20-second load is going to produce a workable lather. But what I'm chasing is a creamy lather with a little bit of cushion that, you know, people might consider luxurious. And I achieved that last time. I just had to use more water to bring it down. So it's just a matter of fine-tuning it. Also, if the bloom time can be something like what I might use just if I started the soap blooming at the beginning of my prep time, I was just getting my stuff out, then that'd be cool, right? I mean, that's no hassle. There's no waiting or anything like that, so that's kind of cool. Yeah, this is developing nicely. Look how big and kind of thick that guy is. Lately with this soap and this brush, I seem to be favoring kind of a push down motion from all the sides like this. With other soaps, I seem to be able to get it to a little bit more of a liquid consistency where it'll fall down from the sides. So then I don't have to chase it as much, and that's nice at the end of the lather making process. This one seems like if I take it that far, then it's too thin. This may be just right. This is looking good. And I mean, this is not some complex formula. People find Williams difficult to lather because it's just not this, you don't lather it the same as all those new crops that are out there, Barrister and Man, Declaration Grooming, Holy Cow, you know, just tons. And look, this is still pretty dense. I mean, look at the jaggediness up there. I mean, that is, I'm going to have plenty of lather. This is still quite dense. So, oh, well, there we go. That's the whole 2 teaspoons. So let's see if that takes us to a stopping point or if we need to get more water. maybe after this, after I make sure this is mixed well, I'll do a finger test and we can see about the cushion and the slickness. This looks really good. It's on the right track for sure. Just have to stop the water at the right place. 20 seconds, who knew? Okay, now, you see the jaggediness there in the middle? That's usually a sign that it's too dry. If you're one of those other soaps, Henri and Victoria, Soap Commander, Bear Stirred Man, all those others I mentioned, then if it's like that, usually you need to take it further with the water. A little bit of cushion. And the slickness is a little thin. So I'm going to go ahead and stop. I may have to go back and, well, let me mix this a little bit more to maybe, if there's some air bubbles that I need to get out, you know, that sort of thing. Well, just to show you, look at this huge quantity. Still a pass left in the bowl. It's not too elastic, it moves a little bit. There's a hair, bristle. All right, let's try that on my face. Water again. Well, 20 seconds. Looks like enough to get a quantity of lather. So now what we need to work on is that quantity with the density we want. So let's see what we get. I've noticed this guy gets really clumpy if you put him on when he's he needs more water. It's really kind of clumpy and stuff. So we'll see how this one ends up. I'm feeling a little bit more of the brush, and so I think it's not going to be too, you know, creamy here. So let's go into the bin here and fetch a little bit more lather. Scrubbing process. Clean up your skin. Get soap under the hairs to maybe lift them up so they can be cut. That's done now, so switch to painting with just kind of the sides and the tips. The smell is a citronella scent, but I almost can't smell it right now. So if that bothers you, don't let that be a hindrance, because at first it'll be strong, but use it a few times, you'll probably be fine. All right, there we go. I'm going to go for kind of the maximum bite angle with the dart. Nice and grabby. Because it is a razor that's meant for cutting hairs. It is, and doing it efficiently because it's a mid-aggressive type razor. His big brother is the Blackland Blackbird, and he's pretty aggressive. This one can get aggressive on me if I don't hold the angle correctly on the second and third passes. The first one I can get away with that maximum bite because I guess there's just the hair on my skin. This is a 24-hour growth here. so I can get away with that maximum bite. But I discovered if I did that for past 2, and I was really dreading past 3. Let's rinse off. So that one, it didn't really have a slick feel on the first pass. So I think it needed to be a little more cushion, a little more slickness there. Maybe I added too much water. But I bet this pass will be different. Didn't quite fill my brush up for the start of the second one. All right, switch to painting to even everything out. You know, in terms of pure slickness, this can compete easily with pretty much any soap out there. Where it can sometimes fail if you don't mix it right, you're maybe not getting any cushion or anything like that. Oh, and then of course if you mix it too thin, or you bring in water too quickly, like what happened when I didn't bloom it, what you'll get is an airy lather that is not, it's still slick, but it's got like no cushion, barely. This dissipates kind of quickly, you know, by the end of the shave. Your bowl kind of looks dry. And so I think a lot of people might be thinking of that when they think of Williams. But here's the thing. Williams was one of the soaps that was around for just a very long time. One puck lasts about a month is what I've heard. And since I'm going to be shaving for a month with this puck, we will see how true that is for me. Maybe if you figured out how to dial it in, you could make it last longer. This is the second pass, and I've brought my handle in more. It relieves a little bit of the pressure on the blade, and so helps it to be, for me and several other people that I've heard from, a much more controlled, predictable, consistent, mild, more mild razor, kind of right in the mid-range, I think. All right, I'm gonna rinse this off. Yeah, I think maybe I should have stopped. What did I do? I did the whole 2 teaspoons, so I guess I need to, it just looked firm. It looked like it needed some more water. But maybe Williams is just not that way. Soaps are different. Maybe it'll look really firm when it doesn't need any more water. I mean, it's behaving nicely. It's got good elasticity, you know. But then it kind of calms down when I put it on my face. Thins out, you know. Guess I just needed a little bit more soap. if you feel it kind of crackling on your face, tingling, assuming you don't have some kind of allergy, it's likely because your lather's too dry. I had that happen when it just wasn't very creamy at all, and what that was is that's the bubbles, the little micro bubbles popping and stuff. But when it's creamy like this, those bubbles aren't in play, so I don't get that same feeling at all. Getting nice glide here. Tells you a little something about the lather. It's doing its job. I found these little corners of my neck really need to be approached from the outside and down. When I found that out, those became much more comfortable to shave. Very nice. No irritation, no razor rash. That has come to become the norm for this soap for me, for this razor. It's a mid-aggressive razor, so it's going to drive some people crazy if you've got sensitive skin. Apparently my skin's not sensitive enough. All right, well, there we go, another one in the books. Shave number 10 with that blade. Pause you while I take a look. Yeah, I don't think I was very careful right around this area. I've got some hair tips that are showing just a little bit of length. I'm going to touch up that. All right, let's take a look. To get a good look, you have to make sure you rinse and then dry. I think the glistening of the water or something makes it look like a mirage. It makes it easier for those hairs to disappear. No, I mean, I got some of them, but there's some right there. Let's do one more little. I haven't had to do touch-up passes with this setup. So this is, I'm going to pull my skin just kind of a little bit. There we go. Very light touch. That took them out. Okay. Maybe that's just a sign that the Nacet's no longer in its kind of peak. Maybe it was my technique. Who knows? Maybe tomorrow I'll remember to approach that area with a little more care and less speed next time. See if we can get it without any touch-ups. All right, I'm going to rinse this. Very good shave, no irritation. I go with some of the balm here. I don't know what Afta calls itself, you know, aftershave lotion or what. Doesn't take much. It does have a little bit of alcohol on it, so it can tell you how your shave went. If you don't get any stinging, and I've gotten very, like, no stinging a couple of times with this setup here this month. Barely any, almost none. Very, very, very light in maybe a couple areas. I don't even remember where they were. It's gone now. All right. This scent is a little feminine for me. Wish I would have maybe tried some on my arm instead of just trying to smell it from the bottle when I bought it. But oh well. I did learn that if you blend a little bit of a floral or feminine scent like that with a little bit of Old Spice, it's actually a pretty good scent. Old Spice comes in and overwhelms it for the most part, but this comes in and kind of bolsters up the Old Spice in a couple of neat areas. All right, there we go. We're good. How much lather do I have left? Maybe half a pass there and a pass or 1.5 there. That's probably about right. So what I need to figure out is, you know, the 20 seconds was enough soap, but I need to figure out how to get the soap more concentrated instead of kind of being a little too thin. But it looks, you know, really good. And it's definitely an enjoyable shave. So what, I'm not trying to find a good shave here. I've already got that. Every shave this month has been good, but I'm looking for great. And this lather's almost there. Just needs to be a little bit more dense. So I'll just maybe stop with the water a little bit sooner next time. Maybe go with the 2.5 might be too extreme. But that maybe that's what I'll try next time. I'm guessing sweet spot might be for this 20-second load. Might be for between 2.5 and 2 3/4 teaspoons of water for that. So there we go. I hope there was something here for you. This is Sugar Daddy Shaves, and it's late. It's time to go to bed. Take care.